This post is for YouTube user that goes by the name of Data Love Forever. And a while back, we ran into each other in the comment section of a video about evolution, and exchanged a few comments there. And you sent me an email that had an interesting premise, and that was you asked me to provide some type of proof for creationism, rather than simply disproving evolution. And so I thought that was an interesting proposition. And so I have something here that I think will be of interest to you, but I'd like to say first, I do believe it is important in these types of discussions and in these types of, in the realm of ideas, to refute the ideas that we believe to be false, as well as put forth ideas that support our own opinion. I don't think it would be fair, for example, for a creationist to say, rather than all these things that you say prove evolution, I'm not going to accept your argument unless you come at it from the standpoint of, well, disprove creation. Prove that creation didn't happen. Of course, nobody can do that any more than we can prove by positive means that creation did happen. None of us were there. This is all theory and improvable, if that's a word, at that. So I do think it's important to dispute other ideas, but your concept of just giving some positive evidence towards creation was very interesting, and I think it deserves a response, and that's what I'll try to give you here. Now, I'm reading from Ann Coulter, her book called Godless, The Church of Liberalism. Now, if you're anywhere in the middle or to the left of the political spectrum, you won't like Ann Coulter very much. You may think she's crazy or off her rocker, but I challenge you not, the old saying is don't shoot the messenger. I challenge you on this, don't discredit the message because of the messenger. This is Ann Coulter writing about this stuff, but she's merely bringing to light research that's been done in this area by qualified scientists. So we're getting the information from here. This is only a starting point, and I think if you'll research this further, you'll see that there is some credibility to the work of the people that she's quoting here, even though we can all have our own opinions about her. She talks about a guy named Michael Behe, B-E-H-E, that discovered these irreducibly complex organisms. And I'll just start here. It says, Behe produced various irreducibly complex mechanisms, of which there are thousands. Complex cellular structures, blood clotting mechanisms, and the eye, among others. A bacterial motor, called a flagellum, depends on the coordinated interaction of 30 to 40 complex protein parts. The absence of almost any one of the parts would render the flagellum useless. An animal's cell's whip-like ore, called a cilium, is composed of about 200 protein parts. Behe compared these cell parts to a simple mousetrap with far fewer necessary components than a cilium or a flagellum. Though there are only a few parts to a mousetrap, all of them have to be working together at one time for the contraption to serve any function whatsoever. If one of the parts is missing, Behe says, you don't get a mousetrap that catches only half as many mice. You don't get a mousetrap at all. Life at the molecular level, he concluded, is a loud, clear, piercing cry of design. So here you have the work of a major scientific scholar in this area, and his conclusions are that life at the molecular level is a clear indication of creation by design rather than any other form. So I hope you'll use this as a starting point. It's only a starting point, and you know, I responded to your message because I felt like you are actually reaching out for facts and for a starting place and for some evidence that creationism actually may have occurred, and rather than just wanting to argue or dismiss, facts. So I get the sense from the wording of your emails and kind of the tone of our conversation that you're actually wanting to find some evidence and to look, for evidence of creation. And a starting point can be found with Michael Behe. I'll send you some links to a few of his works and things like that. And there will be others that you come across that will be of a similar mind as him. So this is only a starting point, but it is at least that starting point. And I hope you'll take this and do your own research and further investigate this because I think it's something worth looking into for anybody. And so I hope this has helped you, and I hope you'll do additional research on your own. Thanks.